Hi, Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising. It's Raina here. Welcome to your May 2017 Astro Update. So, what is happening? I think that you're going to have a lot of good energy for a marriage or a committed partnership, the equivalent of a marriage, to really be running smoothly because you're going to have Mercury. It's going to be direct in your work sector in the sixth house, which also deals with health. But then it's going to go into Taurus, your opposite sign, the seventh house of committed partnership, on May 16th. And so this can be good for really having a sense of being on the same page with a partner. Maybe you had some kind of misunderstanding and that kind of threw things off a little bit. And this could actually relate to work situations too, because the seventh house is also people that you work with one-on-one, like clients. Okay, so something with the workplace, maybe there was something you had to talk over and get straight with other people in your workplace, maybe about whose clients are whose and all that stuff, and things start to settle down. And so that can be very good. And same with your personal life. You may find that you are communicating better with your partner. Maybe you had some kind of a snafu at some point. You actually had a new moon in the seventh house on the 26th of April in Taurus. And that may have been very positive in kind of going in a new direction with your marital partner or clients. And with the sun in this sector until the 20th of May, that's really good for positive energy, positive vibes going into these areas as well. Like your committed partnership, your clients. There can be creative juices flowing and things of that nature. Now, all month long, Venus is going to be in Aries, and Aries is your sixth house of health. So suffice it to say that this is a great energy for anything that beautifies you and also makes you healthy. I was going to say healthifies you. It can restore harmony to your health if you've been having any issues. It can be a time when you spend money on something that is health related, like a Vitamix maybe, that costs a pretty penny, as they do, but they're well worth it. And it's also your workplace. So it may be a time if you've been fighting with people at work, and as I said, you had that Mercury retrograding in the sixth house. So maybe there were misunderstandings, and maybe there was some kind of negative thing going. Now you might start to see it improve. Mars will be in Gemini all month, and this is your eighth house of sex, death, and other people's money. Actually, the house that you rule, Scorpio. So that can be very good. I was going to say that could be very good for these issues, but it can be contentious if, for instance, you're fighting about an inheritance. Be careful. Don't burn any bridges. It really is something that can trigger us. And I don't like to use that word because it's been mocked a lot lately. But there are things that are very tender within us. And I know personally of this. And what I found with inheritance issues is that even when you feel like it's so unfair, you should definitely take a step back and really look at the situation from other people's perspectives. It's, believe me, it is not easy sometimes because especially nowadays, there are so many permutations of family. There might be the second family, the first family. How do they, things with inheritance. And it can be very hurtful sometimes, depending on what you're dealing with. But you have to never allow money to lower you and make you into somebody who is fighting simply for more money and to hell with everything around you. That's the kind of thing that Mars can bring out, this kind of righteous indignation. And you may have a great case, and you may even be thinking, I'm going to consult a lawyer. I'm going to take these people to court. And what happens a lot of times, well, for me personally, it just did not resonate with me to deal with lawyers. I remember dealing with them very incidentally because of the nature of the case. And I disliked the feeling that I got. So I just decided that I was going to allow things to occur as they were going to occur. I kind of basically surrendered. And of course, I don't know every particular situation, but if you find yourself in any of these kind of matters, make sure that you are very aware of the ramifications and just the toll it might take on your well-being. The eighth house is also the house of intimacy, and this can include sex. And with Mars, which is the planet of libido, watch out for any tendency to kind of use sex as a way to get close to someone. And maybe even when we're talking about Mars, it's like being on the warpath to having, sexual experiences, and that you're substituting intimacy on the soul level with these sexcapades, because you might be confusing the two because you have this transit happening. Now, interestingly enough, we do have a beautiful angle, a trine between Mars in the eighth house and Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and expansion, currently in Libra. And by the way, it's going to be going into your sign in October. So that'll be really great for you guys, new 12-year cycle. But it's in Libra, so that's your 12th house. So the 8th and 12th house is activated with this trine. To me, the 8th and 12th houses are the most psychic houses. So you may have some wonderful insights that relate to issues that may have been underneath the surface and buried issues deep in your psyche that are healed in some way, maybe not in the traditional way. Maybe it's through a dream. You come to a realization that really helps you. This is going to be an exact trine on the 12th and 13th of May. So just to let you know about that. So did I tell you that there's going to be a new moon in that 8th house on the 25th of May? So you may see from all that kind of either fighting or just that drive to get to the bottom of something that you have a whole new direction that you're going into in this area. And by the way, you are going to have a full moon in your sign on May 10th. And that can be a time to shed your old skin and, drop a certain aspect of yourself in favor of a new way of dealing with, interacting with others and with life itself. So I think that overall, this is going to be I think it could be fairly transformative for you, Scorpio, with all that 8th house activity, which is your natural house, and then your full moon on your sign. For sure, maybe a lot of endings and maybe a few revelations along the way. So, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a natal chart interpretation, I have kind of like this permanent sale on those. Those are like an hour long. Or any other type of reading that I offer, please click on the link below. Otherwise, I hope you have a very enlightening May. Bye.